Natalie MacDonald back with today's Safe Haven themed Targets in Focus interview. Now, traditionally, a safe haven requires a liquid currency base, a robust economy, and a history of conservative monetary policy. On the phone with me now to discuss the currency pairs that fit the bill is Russell Bloom of Action Economics. Hi Russell, let's begin. Now, despite euro vulnerability, the euro-US dollar remains the trader's favourite due to the US dollar's safe haven status. The pair has been trading lower today ahead of European data. What are your predictions for this pair over the short, mid and long-term period?
I think into the year end we've already started to go low, and it looks likely that the dollar will remain in favour as market liquidity drops off as we move into the Christmas period. I think this week is quite crucial for sort of US hedge funds, because a lot of these funds, they close their books for the year, and as a result we've seen a little bit of dollar repatriation, which has also moved in sync actually with the market theme, which is suddenly turned risk off, which is really a symptom just as much about the US fiscal cliff as it is about the Eurozone. I think coming into the year end, it's the US fiscal cliff which is really the main story now. I wouldn't rule out Euro-dollar maybe moving into sort of 1.27 or even below over the next few weeks, and then maybe early next year, if the US fiscal cliff is resolved by year end, then you might see sort of risk come back on again, and then the market will trade off with a macro outlook.
The Japanese yen has long been considered a safe haven as traders have sought to circumnavigate the European sovereign debt crisis. Speculators have raised concerns over Japan's debt to GDP levels, as well as its reliance on consumer and export markets, the latter prompting a yen squeeze today. With this in mind, what are your expectations for the US dollar Japanese yen?
One of the influences on Japanese yen over the last weekend, it's been an unwinding of some of the speculative positions that were put on in anticipation of an LDP election victory in the middle of December. But I think the market got a little bit overdone because concerns about the US fiscal cliff have been raised, and as you said, the Eurozone uncertainty is continuing. So looking ahead, it's looking likely, judging by the polls in the Japanese press, that the LDP will win the election. It may be some form of coalition government, but they will hold the majority, and they've already said that they're going to work a lot more closely with BOJ to try and kickstart the economy again, which will mean much more aggressive monetary policy. It may mean that the BOJ will sort of come up with more radical ideas to help the economy, and I think we're likely to see Japanese yen stay weak. I mean, dollar yen, I would be very surprised if it moved back below 80 again into the year end, and I think next year we're probably going to see dollar yen stay at higher levels.
The pegging of the Swiss franc to the euro by the SNB in September 2011 caused some to question the Swissy as the ultimate safe haven, and naturally it has affected other crosses such as the dollar Swissy. This is another cautiously traded pair this week in light of concerns regarding Greece. What are your forecasts for the US dollar Swiss franc?
I think dollar Swiss is likely to stay supported on dips sort of into the year end and into next year as well. S&B don't look like they're going to give up on the peg. I'd say that equilibrium for dollar Swiss is around 95, and I think we're probably going to maintain a fairly narrow range into next year.
Traders are constantly on the lookout for a new safe haven currency in which to store their cash. The SEK, NOK, Aussie dollar and pound sterling have all been referred to as possible contenders for the safe haven title. Would you agree with these?
Yeah, I think Aussie dollar, I mean, it's been one of the shining examples of interest where currency can take off because of its safe haven credentials. Australia boasts great government finances. All the rating agencies have endorsed it as a AAA rated country, and that's not going to change anytime soon. As a safe haven currency, or a new safe haven, I think Aussie's at number one. In that order, Aussie, sterling, Swedish krona and Norwegian krona.
That's all we've got time for, but thanks Russell for speaking with me. I'll be back tomorrow with a look at UK data. For now though, goodbye.